welcome back to Teachers Timeout, your go-to space for real conversation. Are you a teacher or a parent? This is your space. I am Ivy Agogovia, and it's Ivy Agogovia on all social media platforms. So we're excited to be here today because we have a topic I think has been long overdue. For so long, my profession has been rubbish. But before we go over to what we have for today, I'd like you to meet my amazing guest. So I will start with Mr. Daniel, my great mathematician. Please introduce yourself.
All right, thank you. Welcome to Teachers Timeout. I'm Achimugu Daniel on all social media platforms, and I also run a YouTube channel, Data Analytics Made Easy. Thank you.
Oh wow, we're glad to have you back here with us.
Thank you.
Okay. Actually, we are just having our first consultant on the show, Teachers Timeout. Drum rolls. We're glad to have you here, Mr. Aaron.
Thank you
Please
so
let's
much.
get to meet you.
Okay, my name is Aaron Ikbe. I'm an educational consultant
Sure.
and also an author, a radio presenter, and also, a business person. I can put it that way.
Great.
Yes. So I also run a program called Edu Solution. Also BEX, Brighter Path Education Consultant Services. You can also find all of this on the social media platforms.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
So what platform? Can you mention the platform?
Okay, on Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube and LinkedIn.
Okay.
You can check any of those, you'll find it there.
Okay, sir. And the name is?
Ikbe Aaron Ikbe.
All
And
right.
then there's also Brighter Path Educational Consultancy Service, which is BEX.
Brighter Path.
Yes,
Okay.
you can always check BEX, BECS.
All right.
Yes.
So guys, you can
Around
go
those.
check Mr. Aaron out on his social media platform. Sitting next to me, I have the almighty Sarah, CEO, the Pattern Teachers. Let's meet you.
Hello, welcome back to Teachers Timeout, and this is Miss Sarah Joseph, the face behind the Pattern Teacher. Yes, you can get that on all social media platforms, the Pattern Teacher. Thank you very much for having me again.
We're glad to have you, Miss Sarah.
Thank you.
Over to what we have for today. Rich teachers. For so long, and so some of you watching this, you have this narrative that teachers are poor. Are there rich teachers? Do we really have rich teachers? Can we be rich? Is wealth by profession? I don't think so. So, with my amazing guest with me today, learned and full of knowledge, I will ask this question. What really comes to mind? What comes to your mind when you hear the word rich teachers or rich teachers? What comes to your mind? Like, honestly speaking, Mr. Damian.
All right. When I hear the word rich teacher,
Yeah.
what initially when I got the topic, what came to my mind was rich in knowledge, because yes, that's what came to my mind initially, because the profession have been really
Published.
yes, the profession have been
Downgraded.
tarnished, yes, downgraded, that people don't feel that you can actually earn a living or something reasonable from teaching. But I always tell people, I said, money is a currency now that buys everything, but there's something that needs to buy money. You need to have services
Exactly.
to offer, and you need to
Yeah.
have goods to sell to get these services. Mind you, the owners of all these schools are multi-millionaires,
Exactly.
and
And
they
they are
were once
teachers.
teachers. They are still teachers.
Exactly.
Yes, they collect school fees. Some schools currently in the FCT, you have fees of 2.3 million, 5 million per term,
Yeah.
and having over 500 kids. So if you check all of that, I believe we have rich teachers, but people just generalize.
They have a fixed mindset.
Yes,
when
a
it comes to
mindset that teaching, although the profession gaining to that stature of being called a rich teacher in the profession involves stages
Yeah.
and a lot of process.
Yeah.
You can't be a teacher for 2-3 years and expect to get all of these things. It has
Yeah,
to,
that's true.
you have to evolve, you have to grow in
Evolve.
experience,
Yeah.
exposure, and everything. And when all of these things are in place, the wealth will come in. I teach maths.
Yeah.
I teach data analytics. I teach further maths. There was a time I had a student in the US that I was taking, as at last year, I was taking, and I was being paid in their currency there, in the US dollar, converting it to our currency, meaning that my service is needed not just
Globally.
within, yes, but globally.
Yeah.
I run a YouTube channel, like I said earlier, Data Analytics Made Easy. I have people that have subscribed to my channel and they go on watching and learning from the channel.
Yeah.
In growing your relevance as a teacher,
I like that.
wealth comes in.
Exactly.
Yes, in growing your relevance as a teacher, you gain wealth. You can't stay as a teacher with the same knowledge today, yesterday, and forever. And expect
I want your
to
pockets to
no, it doesn't.
grow.
I think that's where some teachers miss it. Yes,
Exactly,
in the
yeah.
profession. Thank you very much.
Well said, Mr. Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Aaron, sir.
All right. Your initial question was that are there rich teachers?
Yeah.
Well, like he rightly said, there are teachers at different levels.
Yeah.
You know, depending on the level with which you want to grow yourself. Realize that the mindset of most teachers really undo them.
Exactly.
You see the mindset of teachers. They just want to just have something doing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I don't blame them. They are stuck within the routine, so they are not exposed to information.
Okay.
You know, so the information they have is just for the use of the classroom, and because of the daily routine, before they know, the time flies, and before you know it, the day is over, and then you are stuck within the same routine.
Yes.
So for teachers, that's why I can say majority of them are poor. They are not rich. That's just the fact. You know, poor in the sense of finances, not in knowledge. You know, in fact, most teachers are rich in knowledge. But when it comes to money, you know, it becomes an issue. So for me, most teachers, for you to leave that, you know, stage. Yes, there's a lot for you to actually, it has to do with your mindset first. You have to revolve your mindset and be intentional, because the system is designed to keep you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you must be intentional, because I can relate that to my own story. I've taught across all both primary, secondary. I've taught at all of those levels, and I just realized that why am I? You know, I desire a better life. I deserve a better life.
Yeah.
You know, I need to do something else to, you know, make, you know, a living, or socialize or interact or get more connection. So I decided to step out in 2017 from the regular. In fact, before then I was already, you know, doing some other things, working in other places. I'll go into the teaching industry, I'll come out, I'll go in like that. But 2017 was when I decided I wasn't going to remain in the classroom any longer. So I don't know, we'll get to that phase where I'll tell more about you know, my experience. But teachers can be rich if they choose to, if they are intentional about, you know, becoming rich. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes you evolving your mind and becoming tired of the status quo that you are. Yes. So with time, I'll tell more about my own story.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Boss lady, the pattern teacher. Let's hear you.
Okay, so much has been said. Much valid things has been said here. But I just also want to say something, and I want to start by saying that the ideology of saying teachers are poor is a wrong stigma that has been placed on teachers.
On the profession.
Yes, on the profession as a body on its own. Yes, I would go from another angle. We have lawyers too.
We have what?
We have lawyers too that are poor. Not because the profession is not a rich profession, but because they have not grown to the level of, you know, maximizing their potentials, and they are not maximizing their abilities. So it is not you tell my child studied law, so he's going to be rich. But you see that person is still living the life of, even a teacher is even better than that person.
Yeah.
Not because that profession is not rich, but because this person has not maximized. So I bring it back to the teachers. The teacher now saying the person is poor, not because the profession is poor, but because this person has not maximized the entire potentials and the abilities that is in the profession.
Exactly.
So when we learn to maximize the whole potential that is in the profession, the term being a poor person or a poor teacher is removed from the mindset. I've been in the taxi one day, and that was what changed my narrative about teaching. Two people were discussing. I was there, I did not speak. I and my sister was there, we did not speak. When we even entered, you wouldn't even know we are teachers because of the way we looked and all. But the man was saying, that my friend, now teacher is stingy in phone, you know if you change up. I was looking, I said, he said na teacher now, everybody knows say na teacher. I was like, in my mind, I said, Jesus, me that I'm sitting beside you, I'm also a teacher. But when I entered, you said, Map, you respected me.
You said Map, yes. You did not know that
you did not know that I am also a teacher, you are mine. So it is like the way people have posed themselves to look. And it has made them to remain in that. And he has said rightly that you should change the status quo. Do not be settled for only the classroom. And I tell you, even the classroom you are going to be settled for, we have different things. I know when we get into this topic, we'll talk about different things that you can even do for that classroom, that people begin to buy your idea. And you begin to sell those things to people. You are not just now a regular classroom manager. You are now selling the knowledge that you have gotten from that classroom. So there are lots of things that we could do that would change the narrative of you saying that teachers they cannot be termed rich, or they are not they are just termed poor people or poor profession. Just my profession is not poor. With the hot.
I join you on this.
With the hot.
We're in the same WhatsApp group. You know what she just said now? That has been my mindset all the while. So in February I stopped teaching in the forward of the classroom, right? So as at that time, that was 19 years plus teaching. Wow. So before then, people were like, before I started bearing kids, right? I go somewhere and they're like, just a teacher. Are you a teacher? I'm like, yes. So one day I told myself, like, when I go, I don't want to be seen as a poor teacher because this was just there. So most times I told them, yes, I'm a teacher, but not your regular kind of teacher. Yes. So that kind of stuff. So most times I go to a place. I remember going for antenatal, right? The nurses, I didn't know, they thought all the while I was coming, they thought I was a banker. I'm like, what the heck? So what's the guy so that he's saying?
Exactly.
So just like you said, I think it's the way we position ourselves.
Yes.
You don't have to wear one shoe all the time, and it doesn't have to be expensive for you to look good, right?
Yes.
So the way we position ourselves has help to give people or tell them how to see us, like or how to address the profession. Exactly. Come on, look at us. We look what to you guys.
I had a colleague one time, and we were in school, and I told him, let me leave your office. I'm going to my office. He said, you do work for bank? I said, my classroom is my office. I said, a banker will tell you I'm going to the office. You say, okay, good job, go to the office. I am telling you that I am going to my office. You are asking me, I did work. The thing was, I had to sit down that day and I had to change the narrative. When I tell you I'm going to my office, my classroom is my office.
Exactly.
When you enter my office, you come to my table, there is my laptop, there is everything I have set there. If any teacher wants to be a mediocre of himself, it should be like that.
Yeah.
You cannot enter my class and see the regular. What do you want? You want things to take, you have it there. I personally buy things that I say, okay, I keep here and all. But he was shocked that day, and I had to really change. I said, let me leave you. I'm going to my office. It was like the first time somebody was saying, I'm going to my office in the classroom setting. I'm not the principal. I'm not the exam officer. I was going to my class, and I said, I am going to my office. It was something different.
I can relate, right?
It was something different for him, and I told him.
If I can just add to that,
yes,
one of the challenging thing with the profession is the mindset. I'll keep saying the mindset.
Yes, you're right.
When I was even in the classroom, people will come in. When I introduce myself to parents, I'll be like, they'll be like looking for someone else.
Exactly, I've had that experience too. Yes.
Like the one, like, okay, where's Mr. I'm the one, man. I'll try to convince them because I didn't want to package myself the way the regular teachers are. I always package myself, differently. And so the mindset is a big challenge with
Yeah.
most teachers.
Yes.
And that's why, sorry to say that the administrators sometimes take advantage, and even the system, the government, take advantage, because the teachers should have this level of self-worth, rating themselves to a level that
Exactly.
the government can price them high,
Hi.
and also the owners of school can also price them high.
Exactly.
You see teachers coming in, maybe for instance they're out of the youth service and they're looking for something to do, and they're like, any amount.
Just
Because
give me.
I've been,
Has happened.
yes, I've been part of I've been part of recruitment. So I recruit, and I school administrator even down to principal level before you discover that people come in, sir, how much? You don't even know what to price yourself.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the
Yes.
day, the owners of these schools, they just think they're doing you a favor,
Yes.
and you are there year in, year
Yeah.
out, not even looking at the potentials, and there's not even room for growth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So teachers need to undo that mindset
Yeah.
and know that this is, and there are those who would say, you want to create opportunity for them. This, if I live here, I'm not going to teach again, and they are still in that same space, year in,
Yeah.
year
Year
out,
out.
year in, year out, year not
Become
looking for
grandmothers.
other opportunity. Maybe when we talk about how, for teachers to, we can,
Yeah,
I can shed
we're
more
going to
light
get
on
there.
that.
My sister calls herself Director of Learning. I saw it on her LinkedIn yesterday. We're trying to optimize her LinkedIn, and she said, I saw one on her profile, Director of Learning in his. I said, you're not a class teacher. He said, please, I'm not a class teacher. Director of Learning in my field. I was like, that thing.
I know, right?
Yes,
Also
just yesterday here, it changed my mentality.
There's a
So she's
time
Director of
That's a
Learning.
nice one.
I went for an interview somewhere, and that was some 3-4 years back, and the school administrator was offering to pay me 100,000 monthly, and I refused. I asked the woman, I said, this frame on your wall is up to 500,000. So how are you seeing me? Not that this non-living. She now laughed and said, you have big eyes. Oh, then I said, I'm not
Mathematician.
taking it. So I left the office. I came with some other guys for the interview, and then when the other guy later got the job, he resumed the next day. Do you know, till date, that school, every time they will add something to that money and call me to beg me, I'll say no. Because that time that they left me is even worse. My heart has grown now. Yes, it has grown. Now, as a teacher, you need to have what you have in your mind is what the universe will attract to you.
Exactly. Please say that again.
Yes.
What you have in your mind is what
That's
every
the law of
month.
attraction.
Every month, I have a maximum amount I'm targeting.
Yes.
Yes. As a teacher, I've done things in millions. Yes.
Say it again. Don't think in millions.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, the guy that resumed that job the next day was being paid 40,000 naira.
What?
He didn't know they were begging me with 100,000 and I refused. And the guy was equally good. So it is some of this negative energy we have. Some of these people who just settle for anything. They are the ones that are making people to generalize that
the profession is
these days they pay per contact.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is how you should renew your mindset.
Exactly.
Per contact. What am I making per contact? Every single second I spend, every energy of my expertise is worth money.
Yeah.
So yes, I should go home with something. So that is what
knowledge.
now the challenge I have now is time. Currently now the challenge I'm having is time to render those services, and then I turn down every time. I turn down people, and my friends will be saying, guy, find me small now, give me lessons, give me this one, give me. I say no, you have to renew your mind every day and tell yourself who you are and know your worth.
Know your
worth. Yes, know your worth. Even if we are not there, every day we are getting there. We have seen ourselves on the right path to becoming those wealthy teachers, and I bet you will be on the Forbes list someday.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
just like you said, you have to have, as a teacher, you have to have services. You have to be solving problems. Of course, if you are not solving a problem, whether you are a teacher or not, you're not going to make money, right?
Yes.
For me, what I say is this: that if we have already talked about the mindset. So if you want to be rich as a teacher, you need to remove your mind from just being a classroom teacher.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Yes.
Like just being a classroom
teacher.
Then create room for your self-development, because we are in a profession where, for example, if you are a banker and you leave a bank as a manager, you won't go and start working at the counter in another bank.
No.
But it happens in the teaching profession.
Yes.
You can be the head teacher of
Yes.
one school. You employ someone else, you apply somewhere else, you start teaching in the class.
Yes.
I refuse
Yes,
that.
too.
In fact,
It happens.
vehemently.
Yes.
I don't know, have you
You
seen
see,
such?
you become a
I
head
have.
It has
teacher,
happened.
Yeah.
and then because of you just go and settle for
Yes.
It happens a lot.
classroom.
So we already know the way our profession is. So we now know that the only way to make wealth, and the way we have seen our fellow colleagues make this wealth, was that first of all they changed their mindset. They decided to know their self-worth, look for services to create outside just being classroom teacher, come in the morning, write lesson notes, teach, mark exam questions, right?
Yes.
So talking about rich teachers, first of all, are they truly wealthy teachers? And can we mention them? Because yes, they are. I know that. Mr. Daniel.
Yes, they are wealthy. They are wealthy teachers. When you talk about wealthy teachers, you go beyond just teachers in the classroom, like you said. These days we learn a lot from YouTube. We learn a whole lot. All of those instructors we have on YouTube, all of those self-tutoring apps we have, like Allison, Coursera, they are owned by education. They are owned lessons. They are owned by teachers.
Even school owners.
Yes.
Proprietors,
Yes.
proprietors.
They are doing very well. Malta Guinness Martina Teacher of the Year.
Yes.
Also, they are being paid. Teachers produce content online, and they make, I think you made reference of Teacher Chike,
Yes, Teacher
and the
Chike is
likes.
there. We have Mr. Olasukomi Opeifa. We have them so much.
We have them in the
Ogochukwu.
numbers. Now, beyond the teaching, teaching is an aspect of going further on teaching. We move into research because we are solving problems.
Yes.
Academic problems, and to solve those academic problems we need to go into research. I have a research paper on predicting cesarean delivery using binary logistic regression model. It's a mathematical model under probability and statistics for further mathematics. So I use logistic regression model. I have a model for predicting cesarean delivery. Now, it's a work in progress. The paper was published online in 2019. So with the use of the mother's age, the weight of the baby, and then I used the sex of the child, but it was insignificant to the research. So only the mother's age and the weight of the baby were my most important factors that helped me to create the model. Now, I want to build an app. In solving a problem, we have to be diagnostic and predictive to help to solve it. When you diagnose a problem, you can avoid it. When you can predict something, you can avoid it. Yes. Now, so I want to build an app. I'm a teacher. But going further, when I met some tech software guys recently who said I should get the API of this done, and then they'll do the software part of it. If I can put up these applications now, it will be used globally.
And you will
The model is my own.
It's your own.
If you need this model now, you will have to.
And please add that you are a teacher.
Yes, I'm a teacher.
Yes.
The model is my own. The research work, I did it
And you're
as a teacher.
Yes.
I published it in 2019. Now, all of this trying to build yourself attracts the wealth.
Attracts
wealth,
reward.
yeah.
Attracts the
reward.
income.
That's it.
You can never be poor if you solve problems.
Exactly.
Sorry to say, that is why people have problems with spiritual leaders also. Those that heal the sick and all of that. You notice that they amass wealth and people complain of all of those things. Sorry for diverting, but because
Fine.
they are also solving
Problem
problems.
solvers, yes.
Doctors solve problems. Professions that solve problems. In your profession now, what problem
Are
Are
you
you
solving
solving
personally?
And that's where the
How
problem
you
is.
yes, how are you making you look at the child, what can you do differently
Yeah.
to solve a lingering problem in
In
your profession?
Yeah.
That is what gives you value and
Exactly.
then
Yes.
brings that
Yes,
income.
And I
Let
also
me-
think that is where people have not gotten it right. That's where teachers
Teachers
have not gotten it right.
Most of them.
They just feel they come to school, your own duty is to come and teach, write on the board, write a lesson note. They have not gotten to the point of what problem can I solve.
That's
So whenever
the
a teacher gets to the point of what problem can I solve,
Exactly.
you will continue to remain
Yes,
in
in
that
that-
in
Yeah.
that
In
in
fact,
that box.
It's
Yeah.
so unfortunate that you see teachers, you see them year in, year out, 10 years in
Yeah.
the same space, almost 15 years in the same space.
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
said almost. I'm
Or
not
even
20.
more. Yes, I
20
see a
years.
lot of them. And then they are there with, funny office politics, trying to
Yeah.
undo themselves, trying to be close to something that cannot even, yes.
I
Yes.
service
If
and all
you
of
eye
that.
service and all of
Yes,
that, then
yes.
you see the quality of life they live is nothing to even right with all of
Nothing.
that.
Yeah.
Now, like you rightly said, when you were talking about what problem can you solve beyond
The
the
classroom.
classroom.
Yeah, beyond
By
the
the time you
classroom.
start thinking that way, and then you look at your mindset, you start looking out. In fact, while I was in school teaching then, a lot of my friends knew that I wasn't going to be long in the classroom.
Exactly.
They knew. In fact, I gave myself a timeline. And while there I was studying, when you're talking about information,
Yes.
some schools you are privileged to have internet. Then I had a school where internet was free. I said, wow, this is a huge resource.
Yes.
I had to go through videos, I had to do, and interestingly, I wasn't taking work home. Because these things you have to be intentional.
Yeah,
I would like
I
us
got to
to,
a point like that
to
too.
bring it to the
Yeah.
point where teachers can also learn from what
Yes.
we're saying.
Yeah.
I stopped taking work home. So I said, no matter what, it will end in the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get
It will
home is
end.
another thing.
So I make sure I take time out, do my lesson plans, do all I need to, all my deliverables, do them, package
cool.
them, and make sure it's just to remove and submit, and so that I'll have time for myself
yourself.
to source information, to do the courses I need to do, and to learn the skills I need to learn.
Yeah.
So as a teacher, if you want to evolve, and that really helped me.
Yeah.
That was the reason I could step out into consulting
Yeah.
with confidence, because I had to study, and when I started the company, I registered it while I was teaching. So when I came out, it was easy for me to launch out, to send proposals, to call this person, okay, I can do this, and they started giving me the opportunity to say, okay, come and come and train our teachers, come and provide this content. In fact, luckily for me, there was a time, 2019, when everywhere was, shut down. I had someone call me from Norway to provide content for them,
wow.
scientific content.
Yeah.
So I was using that time to provide content that earned me some reasonable amount of money. And I said, okay, there's money somewhere beyond the four walls of the classroom.
Yeah.
So the teachers also should learn to, look at themselves beyond I'm a teacher. In fact, then you never catch me introducing myself as a teacher. I introduce myself beyond. It's like pitch. When time I meet somebody, I introduce myself beyond the four walls of the classroom. I introduce myself to what I can do, within the environment that I'm with the person. If I'm with you, I introduce, because as a teacher, there are a lot of skills. You have communication skills.
Yeah.
You have writing skills.
Yes.
You have organizational skills. You can organize. You have psychology. Psychology of human behavior.
So much.
You have a time management skills.
Yeah.
There are a lot of skills as a
you
teacher
have.
that you have.
Yes.
You just need to, which of them
Do you want to
can I,
maximize?
maximize or harness? So by the time you itemize all of this, you realize that there are a lot you can do out there.
Exactly.
And so you start practicing. When you're out of the classroom, you socialize. Weekends, go out, mingle with friends, talk with other people, go to some places that are not, so that you can get information that is different from what.
Yeah.
So with that, you'll be able to, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can push this proposal, I can do. There are a lot of things, but if you're a teacher, you're okay with, just like you said earlier on, you're just okay with being in the classroom. You have one lesson or two lessons that you can run, and you feel good, and that's good, and you're just comfortable. You'll be there. But if you are determined to evolve, nothing is going to hold you. In fact, like you said, you want to leave, the management want to prize you. That's okay, don't worry,
we'll add something.
You want to leave the next year, they will want to add something to you. The time you want to leave finally, they will be, begging you, because you've equipped yourself beyond
what they can offer.
Yeah. So it all boils down to how you see yourself.
Yeah.
It's from there I became a TV presenter, radio presenter. I was able to rehearse, do my proposals, and when I come to you realize that, okay, yes, there's something this guy is saying.
Yes.
He knows what he wants. He can present his, and so from there to radio presenter, from there to an author, from there right now, consulting for different schools, and you see some schools saying, please, can you just come and head our school, even if it's for 1 year. I've had so many of those offers. Are you sure you can pay me? Because I have a lot. And they said, please. So
just come.
I can now stick my own, how do I call it now? My own conditions.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can now, okay, here's my condition. I can come here 2 or 3 times in a month, in a week.
Yeah.
I can do this because I have other, you already know me to have other things.
Yeah.
So these things are deliberate. So I'd like to urge most teachers to change your mindset.
Change your mindset.
Beyond I'm the teacher, the class, the school politics. I want to be closer to the owner of the school. I want the person to recognize me. And eye service, and all of that.
And you know that the system, educational system, the teaching profession is designed to cage someone.
To keep you.
If you look at it categorically, it is designed, the routine. You come to school at 7, you're writing lesson notes. When you cannot complete the lesson note, you take it home.
Take it home, yes.
So it has been designed to cage you. But your ability to see beyond, like you just rightly said, we have so many skills, but you have not seen it. You use your communication skills to talk to parents and only the children. You think it ends there. But you do not know that you could be a public speaker.
Yes, you can.
Talking educationally with the skills that you have acquired from the profession.
Yeah.
Okay, we have time management skills. You can be a consultant for people to tell them that, this is how to do your time. This is how to set up things. You cannot, like my friend would rightly say, you cannot be a global citizen without knowing how to manage your time.
Exactly.
Now a teacher
That's true.
has this good qualities, time management. You have a lot of other skills that you can do.
Conflict
resolution. Oh,
It's part of it.
there was one time I was rearranging my CV and I was thinking, only me one, I speak with parents. Only me one know how to teach children. Only me one, if there's a fight in class, I'm able to resolve. Only me one knows that a child comes to class today and that child is not looking well the way he looked yesterday.
Emotional
Oh,
intelligence.
when I say, I'm not only a teacher, I can work with different people. Even this AI thing that you are saying, me go AI on my own because I have the ability. I have
a lot of research.
Because it is not, even some parents don't know that their children are not emotionally stable in 2 different days, but a teacher knows.
Yeah.
Before the parent knows that kind of thing, because you have been with them, you have given your life to know this profession. And I start to tell myself, I am beyond those things. And one time when I started to really work on myself and I wanted to make a change in my normal classroom setting, I got to a point where I understand that I know how to set the classroom to fit teaching, to fit any topic I want to teach. I know how to set. I say, this one is already a profession aside this teaching.
Exactly.
I could set classroom for schools.
Mm-hmm.
I could be a person that you would call to your school to manage
You
your
already see
classroom.
yourself.
I said
contributing.
no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this only for myself. And that was another thing I said, okay, this is going to be like a conglomerate to the pattern teacher. That okay, at some point I would go to your school, I would see your class to fit the setting, to fit the learners in your class, to be able to habit both the runners, the walkers, and the crawlers, for all of them to be able to learn effectively. This is another job I want to do. This is what I want to do. I could do trainings for teachers to be able to set their class to. I said, this classroom thing is not only for me.
It's
It's
beyond the
not-
classroom.
It's beyond me.
There are teachers. Sorry, okay. There are teachers who do art and craft. You know, within the school, there's so much being a teacher can teach you.
Yes.
You can take that knowledge to train other teachers, train other people, do some designs, and also market your stuff. So I think by the time teachers will collectively understand their values, they'll begin to price them high. The owners of these schools will begin to price them high.
Yes.
Because this teacher, this is what I have value for myself. This one has value for himself. This one, and by the time, in fact, if you look at it right now, I'm trying to somehow advocate for teachers to renew their mind and to live a better life, because there are a lot of people who are frustrated, and if care is not taken, the teaching industry is going to have serious issues with people migrating as well.
I'm saying that
leaving the space.
Yes.
Because one is so intense, the remuneration is poor, and
Very
all
poor.
of that. So by the time you see teachers, like I'm sure not just we alone are here. There are so many who are already thinking in this way.
a lot.
And by the time they start moving, and we have so many of them like this, they'll start pricing them high.
Yes.
The owners of this school, the owners of this, the government will start taking them seriously. So it is a duty for you to be a rich teacher, rich, wealthy, or however you put it.
It's a duty.
Yeah, it's a duty. It's a
Conscious
task.
effort.
You have to be deliberate.
Deliberate.
You have to be deliberate. What can I, even as I am now, I'm always thinking, what can I do? There's this knowledge I heard. In fact, there's a course we started offering recently on driving team success. How to harmonize people who are diversity, to make diversity a workplace that is full of diverse people. You can thrive, easily in such a place. So when you hear one thing here and you begin to be need conscious, because as a teacher, you're able to identify needs within your classroom.
Yes.
So when you evolve that, it can also fetch you money to identify, to go to a company, to go to a church, go to a place and say, this is a problem, this is the problem, I can proffer solution to this, I can proffer solution to this. And in doing that, you monetize it. The next thing is to monetize your services. How do I monetize my service? If I go to a point where I say, I'm not going to do anything free for anybody anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said, the universe will always, there's a law of attraction. It will always come to you.
Yes.
And so whoever is coming to, oh, Mr. Aaron, can you do this? Oh, we have this. I prize you.
Yes.
I don't come for free because I need to also put value
To
on
what
the things,
you
to
do.
what I'm doing, so that you take it seriously.
Yes.
So we can have so many rich teachers. In fact, maybe as we go further, we'll be able to.
Okay.
I don't know,
Our time is almost up, but
okay.
I wouldn't want us to end without hearing Mr. Aaron's story.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to end by telling them. I know we said a lot. We said monetize your skill, and we've mentioned lots of skills that teachers have. I'm sure some of them they might not have taught to some of the directions that we've mentioned, right? So, Mr. Aaron, you said in 2017.
Yes, in 2017, I made up my mind, because the truth is that the teaching profession is not really for everybody.
Yeah.
There are people who just find themselves in there, and sometimes the owners of the schools don't know. For me, I saw myself beyond it. Maybe I was like, okay, why did I see myself? I mean, possibly because I worked somewhere else before I became a teacher. Or originally, I never planned to study education.
Okay.
I studied science education. So, and in the school, I happened to be one of the youngest, and I have this, then elderly, people,
Yes.
matured people where they want reading, education, even down to my master's level. So I said, is this all I'm going to do with all the knowledge I've acquired? That was the burning thought in my mind. And then I said, okay, 2017, I was going to leave. Finally, final answer.
No coming
You know,
back.
No coming
No
back.
coming back, exactly.
Yes.
And there were a lot of people asking, are you sure? Even from, family, from friends, what are you going to do? Those times will always come.
Yeah.
And tell me, the truth is that whether you remain there for 20 years, you will still find
You still
challenges.
find challenges.
Exactly.
So why don't I step out now?
No.
That was the thing. I just, yes, let me face the
Yeah.
challenge squarely.
Squarely.
So I decided, okay, while in school, I registered my company, BEX, Brighter Path Education Consultancy Services. I started with business registration because I didn't have even the money to I was going to do the whole
CNC
registration and all of
registration.
that. I started with that. I started, okay, how do I draft a proposal? How do I do? That was how I started, putting all of those things in place. And then while I was about a month or two to resign, I started, sending emails, these proposals to different schools, calling, different, some parents that are school owners that I've worked for. I started calling them. I'm no longer here, but this is what I do now. I'll be glad. I send my, flyer stuff,
Yeah.
That's how we just started. And I can remember in 2017, the first money that came to me, the first, officially
Yeah.
from those proposals was 300,000. I said, wow, how
2017.
much was I even earning?
Yeah.
Do you understand? How much was I earning as a classroom teacher in the month? And within a month, I had two of that. And then from the school wanted, okay, we want to do, photo book and all of this. From there, I was like, okay, I have some friends, media guys who can do this. And I had my cut from, so
Yes,
the
yes.
monies were just coming
Yes.
like that. From there, okay, there's a school that wants documentary. Can you do this? Okay, I packaged the script for the documentary, wrote everything, and we analyzed it, and it came out fine. And I was paid for that.
Wow.
So you see, different, the monies were coming from different aspects, because by the time you step out, you will see other options.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you
Make
step
money.
out of your comfort
Yes, of
zone.
your
Fear
comfort
that
zone.
make people
The
not to
fear
do
that keeps
Fear of
you
the
within,
unknown.
Yes.
and the fear that keep you out there, which is better.
You want
The
to
fear
keep
out
keeps you
there
out.
will actually make you work harder
Harder.
Yeah.
and attract
To meet up.
more income.
Yeah.
Unlike the fear that keeps
Keeps
you
you in.
in.
That's a
And
The
restricted
fear,
kind of
is a
fear.
restricted fear. So, which of the fears would you choose? So I chose to, the other fear,
Part.
even up to now. So I decided, okay, I was going to do things for myself, because by the time you start seeing the monies that come
Yeah.
as a result of your own effort,
Yeah.
your own intellect, your own design,
Yeah.
it's more fulfilling and more
Exactly.
rewarding.
Yeah.
So I think I just try to abridge my story,
Okay, yeah.
in that form.
All right.
Say
So,
something very
Okay.
from your story. I feel that there's one thing I just have to say, that it takes a purpose-driven teacher
teacher.
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
become the rich teacher,
Exactly.
Yeah.
because
Purpose driven.
you had purpose, and it was what was driving was the driving force.
Exactly.
Yes, so it takes only a purpose-driven teacher
Yeah.
to become that rich teacher.
Exactly.
If not, you will continue to be
That rat race,
that
that routine.
routine,
Yeah.
and that stigma is not, we are not going to run out of it. You are still going to be inside it. And when they count teachers that are not it, they will find that person there. But with this story, I feel there is going to be a reawakening.
Yes, the shoe.
There should be something that is bubbling up in our minds, that's beyond those things I am doing.
Yes.
I have a lot.
A lot.
I have something that is
Yes.
going to make me, because if I'm not having those driving force, I will continue to be in that class.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know we are out of time. Let me just say this to a teacher out there. Teachers sometimes, they try to hear themselves, encourage themselves. Don't worry, the management will add
They'll add
20,000.
20,000.
Let's just be doing it. Run your race. I'll add
Run your race.
Run your race as a teacher.
Yeah.
Be purpose driven. Don't hear this person is saying, okay, me is next 2 years, I'll be living here.
Yeah.
Let me do this. They'll be there for 10 years.
Yes.
So for you, who is having that drive, you must listen to your instinct.
Exactly.
You must follow your instinct and take that leap.
Yeah.
That is just what we said to. There are some of my friends that left for over 15 years. They are still there till date.
They will
I have that.
Yes.
In fact, there's one that just mistakenly came to my neighborhood, the estate where I'm living, and they're like, "Wow, you live here?" I said, "Yes, I live here." And it's like, "Are you still in that?" He said, "My brother, he's always my brother. We are still." So you that you've made up your mind to take a step.
Me that wants
Take
to
that
be on
step.
the Forbes list.
Yes. Push your drive no matter how it's going. Don't listen to anyone.
Yeah.
The teaching job is not a community stuff. You came differently, just as the other teacher came.
Yes.
So for you to have the time to brainstorm and network and push yourself to the next level, you must stand out.
Yes.
You must take that decision. It's a personal race.
Personal
I
race.
think that's just what I can say.
Amazing. I'm glad I had you guys on set today.
Watch out for my name.
Yes.
All right. So I want to re-echo two things. Run your race.
Yes.
Teachers, if you're saying this, run your race. Choose your fears. Which one are you choosing? So you said, please say it again.
Yes, choose your fears. Either the fears that puts you in bondage within, you just remain, or the fear that launch you out and you're out there, you know. So those are the fears you have to look at. But the one out there, I promise you, is more profitable to you and fulfilling than the one that restricts you and cages you within.
Amazing. If you are saying this, we hope we've been able to change lots of narrative with this episode. It's Teachers Timeout here again, and we want you to like, comment, and share. So we'll see you in our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.